Live. Season 3, is that right, Lloyd?
It is.
We've been doing this exercise of talking about wells and how they fail. And then during the summer semester, we're doing a rebrand. We got three folks on already for this new series episode, the third season. So more
Awesome.
people are joining. So, all right. So, Lloyd, why wells win? What's going on? Why the name change?
Well, ultimately, we spent the last year of our company and you and I's conversation, hoping to understand folks on the why, again, to why we do what we do the way we do it. And it was based on learning from a lot of failures over the years. And we were sharing that collective learning that we've had, that compounding of learning over time, that today we're ready to now really talk about why wells win. And it's about, how we do the right thing and how we understand what it is. And the data that we have on literally thousands of well sets prove consistently our process is delivering a significant uplift, both in the production of oil and gas, but also reducing the greenhouse gases of CO2 and H2S. And so our wells win, our processes win, and we need to talk about that. We need to share that and help others learn what we're doing so they can win too.
And ultimately, the companies that partner with you, they win as well. And that's
it. If they don't win, we don't win. I mean,
right.
It's we have to deploy our process. And that's the other thing we're going to talk about today. Our process is the product. It's not about a specific chemical. It's about the process that leads to what you do to give the rock what it wants. And so we're going to talk a lot about the rock being the boss.
Yeah, well, great segue. So let's talk about why you say the rock is the boss.
Well, it's the bank. And how do you go get your money, your resource out of the bank? You need to know the combination. And in all of these geologies that we're working on, they all have a different combination to open up and allow the doors to be open for the migration of oil and gas into our wellbore. So the rock is the boss. The rock is the bank. It is the place that our resource is held. And there's a bunch of different combinations that you need to understand on how to get it open up and to give up the most resource over the life of the well. And in doing so, keeping the rock stable. You go in and you force open the vault. Well, there's alarms going off, just like if we were robbing a bank. And those doors are going to slam shut if we don't do the right thing. And so to help our wells win, we're going to put the right combination of processes in place to open the vault and let all the money come out of it, while we're not allowing bad activities to happen that would preclude and make the vault close before it's supposed to.
Right. So this process, when I think about this, your one of your mantras is protect the reputations. And let's talk about that, because ultimately what you're doing is you're protecting the reputation of the company and their promises that they've made to their shareholders.
Well, it's today we're hearing a lot in our industry about Do you have type 1 rock? Do you have type 2? Do you have type 3? And it's based on the quality of the geology. And what we've discovered is the reputation of the people that have gone and acquired the resource. They've put their money in this bank and they need to get it out. The reputation can be damaged by the processes or lack of process that's being followed to open the vault. And what that does is you make a promise that you've got $1 million in the bank, but you're only able to withdraw $300,000 out of that bank because you messed it up when you went and opened the vault. And what happened is it's collapsed in on you, and you cannot reopen it. It's at this point, I don't want to say forever, but at this point, we've not found a way to reopen it once it's been locked.
So this process that you have, that's a patented process. Let's talk about that.
Well, yeah, at the beginning, we started with our patent that was the method to measure and then suppress the production of CO2 in oil and gas wells. We have a second process patent that's patent pending. In our investigation, there's no other prior art in the world, and it is the method to measure and then suppress the production of H2S in oil and gas wells. We have a chemical patent on that specifically, but now we have an actual process because we, just like in our CO2 patent, we discovered a constant, a mathematical constant that we can measure that proves that we've inhibited the production of H2S in oil and gas wells. By doing those two combined functions in our process, we now know how to keep the bank vault open by leaving those minerals intact in the geology, and that keeps our pathways for the oil and gas to enter the wellbore. And it's exciting. And we've got other discoveries on the horizon that we'll be able to share once the patents are written and they are filed. But we're still learning so much. And again, the reason we rebranded and we changed the name of our conversation is through that we're learning how refined completions is creating an economic trifecta.
All right. So economic trifecta, that's we're impacting three significant areas in a business.
That's correct. The first thing is the reputation of the geology to produce what we've told our investors that is there. We're going to help our clients do that, number one. Number two, by suppressing the production of CO2 and H2S, we're seeing a significant lowering of the lease operating expense over the life of the well. And it's really a two function. Number one is we're producing more total fluid out of the wellbore over the life of the well. And the cost associated with that recovery go down because the operating expense is tied to how much production comes to the well. And then without the corrosion, the scale, the emulsions, and then also the treating that has to happen during production, those things are all eliminated associated with H2S and CO2. And then the third one is the next frontier of responsibly resourced hydrocarbon credits and ultimately carbon credits that massively impact the bottom line of our operating clients on being able to get paid more for the hydrocarbon that they produce, in addition to having real tangible suppression of greenhouse gases that they can create a carbon credit in the process of producing oil and gas, which is mind-boggling. But in our work with the validating agencies, we really have something that can be completely measured and balanced against what it looks like without our process, and then against what it is with our process. And the delta it's dramatic. And so those create three distinct economic wins for our client that no other company in the world can provide.
Three levers that they can begin to lean on. One lever was an expectation they didn't have, and now all of a sudden, this is viable, it's verifiable, and it's a significant new line of income or revenue.
That's correct.
So that's why you call it the economic trifecta.
That's correct. And if you think about it, Steve, the biggest is the impact on the balance sheet, because as we work with our clients, they're able to now go back and say, instead of our resource generating 500x, now it's 750x. And when you go and apply that on each and every proven and undeveloped acre that you have, all the PUDs that exist for our clients, their balance sheet is going to expand at the same rate that we uplift the production of the geology. So the estimated ultimate recovery comes up dramatically, in addition to their operating expense per barrel of oil equivalent produced is going to go going down. And so it's just there's not a lever that I'm aware of in our industry that can do what refined completions can do and help our clients win.
You know, it's amazing since we started these conversations, you know, the evolution and the transformation that refined has had. What's interesting is the conversation now is how refined can help a company keep their promises to the shareholders, when in the beginning it was more around, hey, this particular thing that's going on downhole, and now we're talking about impacting, helping that company be even more successful.
Well, and if you think about it, the success really allows for maximizing capital efficiency, and that's what provides longevity. It also provides an additional protection against the swings that we see in commodity prices based on you'll maximize return when we see high prices, and it'll mitigate the loss during downturns in pricing. It just gives a much more stable operating environment for our clients.
Predictability, yes, which is the name of your process.
That's right.
The Pathfinder process.
Yeah, prediction process. That's right.
So, so let's talk about all this data you have and all these reports. Let's dial in a little bit more.
Well, and that's going to be something as we go through this fall that we're going to be sharing with everybody. But what we found, and it's statistically relevant. I was not that great at statistics in college, and but I did remember one thing that's very significant is the larger your sample size, the more accurate what you predict is. And now that we have analyzed our process against thousands of wells, consistently, Refine's wells outperform their peers using the same, all of the same metrics and methods to measure. There's no way it can be a statistical anomaly. That's number one. Number two is it transitions over multiple basins, from work down in a couple of different benches in the Eagle Ford to multiple benches in the Permian Basin, as well as the Powder River Basin and in the DJ Basin up in Colorado. And so as we go through each of these, what it's showing is our process of and measuring the impact. It works across whatever geology there is. And that's the great thing. The process should be able to provide the results that are needed no matter where we are in the world when it comes to an unconventional resource.
So your process, we'll talk about the specifics, but we're going from a gut call on one size fits all solution to now your process means that every single well is going through a bespoke implementation.
It goes through an algorithmic process. And, we had talked previously, there's 242 different mechanisms that we measure, but now we've put an additional component into our method to measure that is really multiplying that times 3, because it's the component of what is the water that is going to be applied and how does that impact it. And then a couple other secret measurements that I'm not going to share with anybody today, but those trade secrets have helped us really take to the next level where we're measuring, 600 to 700 different iterations to make sure that we're keeping the bank open. Mm-hmm. That the vault doesn't shut and we get all of the money out of it that we've expected to.
And ultimately protect the reputation of the people that follow your process.
And golly, I will tell you, there's something happening in the marketplace that really reminds me of 2016. Back then, a company called Flowtech had a process, and they were out there telling everybody we do great. And the buzzword was surfactants. Well, surfactant, that buzzword, it's a word that can describe a multitude of different products that are being utilized on geology. And again, it's this one magic bullet, magic elixir. And there's, a lot of energy going into that again. And I think what's happening, Steve, is we're having a generational transformation that everybody that was in the industry, most people my age that have now retired, have come out, and now we're back to the same playbook again. And we're going to see a lot of reputations damaged, because to understand why a well wins, you need to understand how long you measure the impact of what you're doing. Because you can open the door and you can get a lot of money out really fast. But when the door shuts, it shuts. And it's about doing the right thing and being patient over time. And we're gonna really jump into that. I know today we're covering a lot of bases, but I'm excited to share these as we go through and really methodically talk about each one of these and share with folks the discoveries that we have.
Yeah, what's important to me to kind of reveal today, and in a story, if you don't clarify what's at risk if we fail, what's at risk if we fail, and it's significant. These companies have promises to their shareholders. They have significant investments. And so what I was wanting to emphasize today is that you guys know this, you understand this, and you have a process in place to resolve that, what's at risk if we fail.
Absolutely. And we're not going to fail. That's the really great news. And we're continuing to learn. Once you think the way you get humbled in this industry, and really anywhere is where you think you know it all. And we're continuing to learn and discover. And what we're sharing here today, I'm not out there. Well, I am out there telling everybody we've really got something special.
Mm-hmm.
But I want everybody to understand that it has come at a great cost of investing years and years and years of thinking you had the one thing when you didn't. And I've been just as guilty of carrying the banner, we've got the silver bullet. But what time has taught is that we now understand more about why wells win than we ever have. And we're able to measure a dramatic impact in a way that has never been done before. And we're talking, all of our studies are at least 36 months. So these are not, hey, look at our IP in 90 days or 180 days. We're looking at this with a function of time and the manner that it needs to be done.
And we have a system in place. We have data that tells the story, that reveals that what the rock needs. And then it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a bespoke solution based on the unique aspects of that well. And therefore, that's where we gain confidence. We have a patented process, and we have a lot of data to rely on. And so that's where the clarity comes from, and that's why wells can win.
That's right.
And ultimately, the company can win, right? And the investors. Yeah. So, all right, Lloyd. So why wells win? Season 3. We're refreshing. We got a new name. We got a lot to share. We're excited about it. A lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of results. Let's say someone.
Oh, you missed one thing.
What?
And a lot of fun.
Yes. Yes, we have fun here.
Yeah, we don't need to do it if it's not fun.
That's right. That's the fun rule.
That's right.
All right. Say someone's listening. They want to talk to you. They've been thinking about it. They're wondering how this looks in their situation. What's the process, Lloyd?
Hey, just reach out to us at our refinedcompletions.com. You go to our website. There's great places to get more information, and we will get back with you. And then my email, lloyd.brown@refinedcompletions.com. And you can hit me up either here on LinkedIn or X or YouTube at Refined C. Lloyd B across those platforms. So, yeah, that's how you do it.
That's right. Don't forget the sexy QR code
up
there in the corner.
I mean, our marketing team helped put that together.
Take your camera, scan it, takes you to the right place. You connect with Lloyd, you start a conversation, and you see the path to how you're going to win. And thanks for watching Why Wells Win. We'll see you next week at the same time. Good job, Lloyd.
Thank you, Steve.
And that's a wrap.